Ordinarily, I would start these videos with certain phrases or phraseology. There would be professional top and tails. So these vlogs would look a certain way and communicate a certain sentence, a certain message. I want this to be raw and authentic. So this is me responding to the sentences that have been meted out by the judge in the murder of Sara Sharif. And they have been meted out by the judge after 3 counts of guilty: father, stepmother, uncle. Let me read to you what the judge has said and the sentences that have been meted out. Sarah's father is Irfan Sharif, and he's been sentenced to life in prison for her murder and must serve a minimum of 40 years. That's 40. Her stepmother, Benash Batul, was also given a life sentence for her murder with a minimum term of 33 years. And Faisal Malik, Sarah's uncle, was found not guilty of murder, but received a jail sentence of 16 years for causing or allowing the death of a child. The judge said in his sentencing that Sarah was battered with great force again and again and suffered a campaign of torture. The 10-year-old was described by the judge as a very courageous little girl with an unquenchable spirit who loved to sing and dance. In a statement, Sarah's mother, Olga, said her daughter was always smiling and that she had her own unique character. What do you make of the sentences? The father's been given 40 years minimum. The mother's been given 33 years minimum. And the uncle, he's been given 16 years for causing or allowing the death of a child. I know there's a lot wrong with this country at the moment. I know that we can barely trust those that lead us. We can barely trust people to tell us the truth. We can barely bring ourselves together as community, as one, as the great British people, because we're not. We're not. We've been divided again and again and again, to the point where, I use this word advisedly, interlopers come into this country and commit the most heinous crimes, murdering a 10-year-old little girl. And what do they do when they've done that? They take the first plane out of here and go to Pakistan. This country has its faults. Not just a few of them either. It has its faults. But surely, this is a crime beyond the pale. And I say to you again, as I have done on my lives previously, why aren't we protecting the children and the old ones? Social services needs to be dismantled completely and then rebuilt. Let's rebuild social services with the £3 billion given each year of this government's tenure to Ukraine for what? Let's take the £11 billion that is given to Africa in aid. Let's take the billions that this communist leader, Comrade Starmer, is given to anybody who asks for it. Let's turn it around and do what Trump possibly is going to do for America and make this country a shining example to the rest of planet Earth on what can be done for the common good and for the people that pay the taxes in this country. Now, I could go on for hours and hours and hours and talk to you about how to put things right. where to put things right, what we can do, what we can't do, what is legal and what is not. So I'd love to hear your comments about the sentences given out today: 2 for murder, stepmother and father of a little 10-year-old. You can write them underneath this video. But I would encourage you to air your views here. And we can also discuss it, you and I, Wednesday night, 8 p.m, for the next live on the channel. Because I do believe an adult conversation is needed to be had, not about the sentences, but about how we move forward from this evil, this grubby, tawdred community that is. Let's have the adult conversation. It needs to be had, either in the comments below this video or Wednesday night, 8 p.m, for live 134 on Theatre of the Mind, where we are more than just the headlines.